indicated that China and Russia not showing up in Saudi Arabia was a problem. We showed up. We showed up. And by showing up, we've had a profound impact on the way I think the rest of the world is looking at the United States and its leadership role. I think it's been a big mistake, quite frankly, for China, and with respect to China not showing up. The rest of the world is going to look to China and say, what value added are they providing? And they've lost an ability to influence people around the world and all the people here at COP. The same way I would argue with regard to Russia.
All right, Shalom Akim. Kohaloyim La Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi Bahashem Harakakadash Barakatha Yahawah Barakatha Yahawashi Barakatha Yahawah Barakatha Yahawashi. The water Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. Bring the Spirit on me to do this lesson, man. Double honors unto your elders and the apostles of great millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwat that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatha. Alright. Alright, so this lesson is going to be, the world is sick of your wine, Babylon. The world is sick of your wine. You know what I'm saying? America's running out of allies. America is running out of allies. Everybody that America was cool with, all of a sudden they're buying arms from Russia. You know what I'm saying? They're buying jets from Russia. You know, they're doing business with China, not with America. Right? And we're gonna touch on these prophecies, man. We're gonna touch on these prophecies. And Russia is a pivotal part of prophecy, along with China, which is Moab, right? So we got Gog and Magog, along with the children of Moab. You see what I'm saying? And Salakia, I am feeling a little under the weather right now, so I'm gonna be sniffling here and there, so bear with me, Akim. Now, let's start this off with Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6. Right, and it says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance, and he will render unto her a recompense." Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hands, that made all the earth drunken. That made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. You see what I'm saying? We got, there's a video that I'm going to share with y'all. The president of Russia goes in great detail, concerning the elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? The elephant in the room is that one thing that you can't, you can't criticize. You can't talk about. And it's not these 1948ers. You know what I'm saying? It's that rainbow tribe. It's that rainbow tribe. Right? Now, of course, you can link both of them together because this ideology is coming from the very people who claim to be the chosen. You see what I'm saying? But Lord willing, we're gonna get into that. right? You know, America's on its last legs out here, man. America's on its last legs, and it's not doing too well. It's not doing too well. It's not doing well in the public's eye, man. It's not doing well in the perception of all these other nations that it rules over. You know, nobody really sees America as that shining light no more, man. You know what I'm saying? You can see that it's abundantly clear in these final hours, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures say what? Sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Right? Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can get that precept for you. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Right? That goes directly with the precept. You know, the vile man, you know, shall no more be called liberal. You see? They're not being considered as a noble, you know, as a noble establishment anymore. People don't look up to America anymore. They look down on America now. Right? Verse 2, "Take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." All kinds of hell is coming towards America, man. You know, and a lot of that destruction, he's going to use these other nations to perform it. You see, it's going to be terror. It's going to be terrors on every side hitting Esau, Edom, man. I believe that precept can be found in the book of Job. You know, terrors shall be on every side. Right? He's going to be brought to the king of terrors, man. Right? I don't have that many precepts lined up. You know, I'm just gonna roll in the spirit, man. You know. So let's get that real quick. Let's go. This is this is Job chapter 18, verse 12. Let's start at verse 10. Job 18 and 10, it says, "The snare is laid up for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet." And terror is driving this devil to his feet, man. That's why he's scrambling the way he's scrambling. You know what I'm saying? He sees the Israelites waking up. He sees these he sees these chariots out here in the skies. He sees this stuff, and he's getting afraid. Right? These demons ain't talking to them the way they were before. You know what I'm saying? The Rothschild family ain't getting the answers that they were getting, you know, as frequently as they were, as readily as they were. Right? They had the whole world in the trick bag, using their media, using this, using that, you know what I'm saying? But now but now their nakedness is being seen. All right, so let's go to verse 12. It says, his strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His countenance shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors, man. You see what I'm saying? Esau's in straits right now, man. Esau is in straits. You know, and it's time for his rulership to be brought low. And that all starts with his image. It all starts with the image. You see, how did they get the Israelites to fall so far? It starts with the image. It starts with the image. They brought us down into a low state. And they made us seem like we was nothing but you know, some just animals. They made us look deplorable. You see, it all starts with the image. And the Most High is about to recompense them according to what they did. And it's starting with their image. You see? America is not seen as that great place anymore. Right? Everybody used to say America's the greatest country in the world. Not no more. Nobody says that anymore, man. Right? Job 15:29. He shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. He ain't got much time left. He ain't got much time left. Esau Edom ain't got much time left to control this planet, man. His rulership is done. He is losing control. He's lost the narrative. You see what I'm saying? And he know he ain't got but a short time left, man. Right? Let's go to Slovakia. Let's go to Revelations. All right? Because the world's sick and tired of y'all, man. The world is sick and tired of Esau, man. And they ready to get it popping. They ready to get it popping, man. Let's go to Revelations 11:8. Revelations 11:18, Salaki. 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. You know what I'm saying? Esau's got a lot to pay for. A lot. A lot. You know, the nations were angry, man. And that's why everybody's getting their guns ready, getting their arms, they missiles ready. You know what I'm saying? Their armies ready. Their submarines ready. Right? They're running drills. You know, preparing to fight. Preparing to fight. You know, they're parading their nukes because they're getting ready to fight. These are declarations of war, man. This is what they do in preparations of war. They always showcase to the public what they got in order to build their morale. You know, their sense of countryman pride. You see? Ain't nothing new. All right, so let's get into this video that I got queued up. This is gonna be Putin speaking, and Lord willing, there won't be that many ads, you know. But if there are, then I'm gonna try and zip through them. All right, so bear with me as I pull this up. All right, Colin. So this is President Putin, who is addressing his fellow countrymen, you know, and essentially he's saying that, you know, this quote unquote wokeness is what's dismantling the West. You see? Hey man. The scriptures don't lie, man. The scriptures tell it like it is. You know. So let's get into this speech of his. He says the importance of a solid support in the sphere of morals, ethics, and values is increasing dramatically in the modern fragile world. Think about that. You got to think carefully about what he's saying. The importance of a solid support in the sphere of morals, ethics, and values is increasing dramatically in this modern fragile world. It's important now. You know what I'm saying? This conversation of morals and ethics and values, you know what I'm saying, has increased. It's increased because why? Because this place is becoming more and more wicked. It's becoming more and more wicked. Right? Let's continue.
В мире значительно возрастает важность твердой опоры, моральной, этической, ценностной. По сути,
In point of fact, values are a product, a unique product of cultural and historical development of any nation.
Это продукт культурно-исторического развития каждой нации и продукт уникальный. Взаимное переплетение.
The mutual interlacing of nations definitely enriches them. Openness expands their horizons and allows them to take a fresh look at their own traditions.
Народов, без сомнения, обогащает. Открытость расширяет кругозор и позволяет по-иному осмыслить собственную традицию. Но этот процесс должен быть...
But this process must be organic and it cannot be rapid.
Органичным и не бывает быстрым. А чуждое все равно будет...
Any alien elements will be rejected anyway, possibly bluntly.
Вторгнуто. Возможно, даже в резкой форме. Попытки ценностного диктата в
And the attempts to force one's values on others with an uncertain and unpredictable outcome
неопределенных и непредсказуемых перспектив еще больше осложняют и без того
can only further complicate a dramatic situation.
Острую ситуацию. И влекут обычно обратную реакцию.
And usually produce the opposite reaction and an opposite from the intended results. Right? So what are we seeing right now with this with this wine from Babylon, man? What are we seeing? We're seeing so-called women's liberation and whatnot, and this alphabet lifestyle that's being pushed. All these things are being pushed heavily. And then what's the result of it? The result is that the women are out of control. The women are out of control. What's happening to the kids? You see, we're gonna get into that further on.
Обратный ожидаемому результату. Мы с удивлением...
We look in amazement at the processes underway in the countries which have been traditionally looked at as the standard bearers of progress. Who's he talking about? He's talking about America and Britain, right? But primarily America. Babylon the Great. You see?
Смотрим на процессы, разворачивающиеся в странах, которые привыкли считать себя флагманами прогресса. Конечно, те социальные...
Of course, the social and cultural shocks that are taking place in the United States and Western Europe are none of our business. We are keeping out of this.
Культурные потрясения, которые происходят в тех же Штатах и в Западной Европе, не наше дело, мы туда не лезем. Кто-то в западных странах уверен, что
Some people in the West believe that an aggressive elimination of entire pages from their own history,
агрессивное вымарывание целых страниц собственной истории, обратная дискриминация большинства.
reverse discrimination against the majority in the interest of a minority. Right? What do we see now? We're seeing this so-called critical race theory. But as the beloved elder Malcolm coined it, this is critical race fact. Critical race historical fact. There's nothing theoretical about any of this. It is all factual. These things can be traced. These things can be verified. You see what I'm saying?
В интересах меньшинств или требование отказаться от привычного
And the demand to give up the traditional notions of mother, father, family, and even gender.
понимания таких базовых вещей, как мама, папа, семья или даже различия полов, это, по их мнению, и есть.
They believe that all of these are the mileposts on the path towards social renewal.
Вехи движения к общественному обновлению. Ну, знаете, мы...
That non-binary shit, right? Listen, I would like to point out once again that they have a right to do this, and we are keeping out of this.
Еще раз хочу подчеркнуть, это их право. Мы не лезем туда. Мы просим только...
But we would like to ask them to keep out of our business as well.
И в наш дом особенно не лезть. У нас другая точка зрения.
We have a different viewpoint, at least the overwhelming majority of Russian society.
Полагаем, во всяком случае, у подавляющего большинства российского общества. Так будет, конечно, более точно сказать.
It would be more correct to put it this way. Has a different opinion on this matter.
Другая точка зрения. Мы полагаем, что должны опираться на свои духовные
We believe that we must rely on our own spiritual values,
ценности, на историческую традицию, на культуру
and the culture of our multi-ethnic nation.
нашего многонационального народа. Адепты так называемого
The advocates of so-called social progress believe they are introducing humanity to some kind of a new and better consciousness.
социального прогресса полагают, что
aka wokeness, by the way.
несут человечеству какое-то новое сознание, более правильное, чем прежде. Ну и...
Godspeed. Hoist the flags, as we say. Go right ahead.
Бог им флаг в руки, как у нас говорят. Вперед. Только вот, знаете, о чем сейчас?
The only thing that I want to say now is that their prescriptions are not new at all.
Хочу сказать. Предлагаемые ими рецепты совершенно не новы. Все это...
Look, man, nothing's new under the sun. Right? Ain't nothing new under the sun. It may come as a surprise to some people, but Russia has been there already.
Как это, может быть, кому-то покажется неожиданным, мы в России уже проходили. У нас тут уже было.
After the 1917 revolution, the Bolsheviks, relying on the dogmas of Marx and Engels,
В большевики после революции 1917 года, опираясь на догмы марксизма Маркса и Энгельса, тоже объявили, что
they also said that they would change existing ways and customs, and not just political and economic ones.
изменят весь привычный уклад. Не только политический и экономический, но и само представление о том, что такое.
But the very notion of human morality and the foundations of a healthy society, you need to understand that the Bolshevik Revolution and the Soviet Union were both heavily influenced and controlled by who? The very people who control America today. The very people who control all these other nations, the fiat currency and all this stuff, right? The small hatters, as the brothers in GMS call, you know what I'm saying? 1948ers, right? These people who claim to be the chosen, they're the same people who were behind the Bolshevik Revolution and the Soviet Union. So it's no So it's no surprise that that everything that you're seeing today falls in line with what happened before.
Человеческая мораль, основа здорового существования общества. Разрушение веков.
The destruction of age-old values, religion, and relations between people.
Ценности, вера, отношения между людьми вплоть до полного отказа от семьи.
Up to and including the total rejection of family. We had that too. Encouragement to inform on loved ones.
И такое было. Насаждение и поощрение доносительства на близких. Все это объявлялось.
All this was proclaimed progress. And by the way, it was widely supported around the world back then. And was quite fashionable, same as today. Same as today, right? Same as today. Let's get that. Let's just get it. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9, it says, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us." See what I'm saying?
Поступью прогресса. Кстати говоря, в мире достаточно широко поддерживалось тогда и было модным. Так же, как и сегодня. И...
By the way, the Bolsheviks were absolutely intolerant of opinions other than theirs. Don't you see that happening in today's world, man? What happens when you question or when you have an opinion opposite of the Rainbow Tribe? What happens? What happens when you question these the morals of these people who live that alphabet lifestyle? You know what I'm saying? What happens when you question this dude that rolls up into a kindergarten school with a penile strap on? What happens when you question that? You see? You're some kind of phobic. By the way, the Bolsheviks were absolutely intolerant of opinions other than theirs.
Кстати говоря, также большевики проявляли абсолютную нетерпимость к любым другим мнениям. Вот это...
This, I believe, should call to mind some of what we are witnessing now.
По-моему, должно нам кое-что напоминать о том, что сейчас мы видим. Глядя на происходящее в ряде западных
Looking at what is happening in a number of Western countries.
стран, мы с изумлением узнаем отечественные...
We are amazed to see the domestic practices which we, fortunately, have left, I hope, in the distant past.
И практики, которые сами, к счастью, оставили, надеюсь, в далеком прошлом. Борьба за равноправие.
The fight for equality and against discrimination has turned into aggressive dogmatism bordering on absurdity. And you can't say that none of this shit that you're seeing today is sane. This is absolutely absurd.
И против дискриминации превращается в агрессивный догматизм на грани абсурда, когда великих авторов прошлого, того же
When the works of the great authors of the past, such as Shakespeare,
Шекспира, перестают преподавать в школах
are no longer taught at schools or universities because their ideas are believed to be backwards.
университетах. Потому что они, эти идеи, являются, как там считают, отсталыми. Классики объявляют отсталыми.
The classics are declared backwards and ignorant of the importance of gender or race.
Отсталыми, не понимающими важности гендерного или расового вопроса. В Голливуде выпускают память.
In Hollywood, memos are distributed about proper storytelling and how many characters of what color or gender should be in a movie. Right? There's not a single movie that you can watch these days that doesn't have a Mo in it, doesn't have a member of the Rainbow Tribe in it. You know what I'm saying?
Как и о чем нужно снимать кино, сколько персонажей какого цвета или пола там должно быть, получается похлеще, чем...
This is even worse than the agitprop department in the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union.
Отдел агитации и пропаганды Центрального комитета Коммунистической партии Советского Союза. Противодействие...
Countering acts of racism is a necessary and noble cause.
Проявлением расизма дело необходимое, благородное. Однако в новой культуре...
But this new quote-unquote cancel culture has turned it into reverse discrimination, that is, reverse racism.
Отмены, оно превращается в обратную дискриминацию, то есть расизм наоборот. Навязчивое подчеркивание...
The obsessive emphasis on race is further dividing people.
Подчеркивание расовой темы еще больше разобщает людей. А ведь мечтой истинных борцов...
When the real fighters for civil rights dreamed precisely about erasing differences and refusing to divide people by skin color.
За гражданские права было как раз стирание различий, отказ от деления людей по цвету кожи. Я напомню, специально попросил коллег...
I specifically asked my colleagues to find the following quote from Martin Luther King.
Вчера подобрать эту цитату Мартина Лютера Кинга. Он сказал, как вы помните: «Я мечтаю о том, что придет день, когда мои 4 ребенка будут жить в стране, где о них будут судить не по цвету их кожи, а в соответствии с их личностными качествами». Вот истинная цена.
This is a true value. However, things are turning out differently there.
Что-то все по-другому как-то сейчас видим, что происходит. Кстати, у нас в России нашим гражданам...
By the way, the absolute majority of Russian people do not think
в абсолютном большинстве все равно, какого цвета у человека кожа. Он или она тоже не так важно. Каждый из нас человек. Вот что главное. В совершенную...
Each of us is human. This is what matters. In a number of Western countries, the debate over men's and women's rights has turned into a perfect phantasmagoria.
Фантасмагорию превратилась в ряде западных стран дискуссия о правах мужчин и женщин. Смотрите, дойдете там.
Look, beware of going where the Bolsheviks once planned to go. Not only communalizing chickens,
Как большевики предлагали не только кур обобществлять, но и женщин обобществлять. Еще...
But also communalizing women. One more step and you will be there.
Шаг, и вы там будете.
And as a matter of fact, we seeing that stuff taking place now, man. We seeing, you know what I'm saying? We're seeing these women becoming obsolete now. You see what I'm saying? What's going on? Now they got these men out here. You know, getting pregnant and having all these hormone implants. You see what I'm saying? And the fun and the biggest form of irony is that the ones that fought so hard to support this, the ones that supported this so hard, you know, so strongly, were women. It was women that supported this. And here they are being exited out of the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? They essentially marched and screamed and yelled for their demise. You know? Let's get Romans. Let's go to Romans chapter 1, verse 24. Romans 1:24 says, wherefore the Most High Power also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie, and worshipped and served the Creator, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, power gave them up into vile affections. For even their women did change the nature, the natural use of that into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat.
Ревнители новых подходов заходят так далеко.
Zealous of these new approaches even go so far as to want to abolish these concepts altogether. Non-binaries, you see?
Что хотят отменить сами эти понятия. Те же, кто рискует сказать,
Anyone who dares mention that men and women actually exist, which is a biological fact, risk being ostracized.
что мужчины и женщины все-таки есть, и это биологический факт подвергает чуть ли не остракизму. Родитель номер один...
Parent number one and parent number two, birthing parent instead of mother, and human milk replacing breast milk.
Родитель номер два, родивший родители вместо мама. Запрет на использование словосочетания «грудное молоко» и замена его человеческим молоком, чтобы люди не уверены.
Because it might upset the people who are unsure about their own gender. You see what I'm saying? And this is that wine, man. This is that wine. Let's get that precept again. Let's get that precept again, man. Let's go back to Jeremiah. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahawah's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You see, everything's all out of course, man. Everything's out of control. Let's get that in the book of Psalms. Right? This is Psalms chapter 82, verse 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Everything's out of whack, man. Everything's out of place. Everything's out of order. The women's out of order. The children's out of order. The men are out of order. You see what I'm saying? That's why it all has to be cleansed by fire.
И в собственной половой принадлежности не расстроились. Повторю, и это не ново.
I repeat, this is nothing new. In the 1920s, the so-called Soviet Kulturträgers also invented some newspeak.
В 20-е годы советские культуртрегеры, так называемые, изобрели тоже так называемый новояз, полагая, что таким...
Believing they were creating a new consciousness and changing values that way.
Образом, они созидают новое сознание и меняют ценностный ряд. И, как я уже говорил, такого...
And as I have already said, they made such a mess, it still makes one shudder at times.
Наворотили, что до сих пор и кается подчас. Не говорю уже о...
Not to mention some truly monstrous things when children are taught from an early age. And this right here is going to hurt somebody's feelings.
каких-то чудовищных вещах, когда детям сегодня с малолетства внушают, что мальчик легко может...
That a boy can easily become a girl and vice versa.
...стать девочкой и наоборот. Фактически навязывают им...
That is, the teachers actually impose on them a choice we all supposedly have.
Якобы имеющийся у каждого выбор. Навязывают...
They do so while shutting the parents out of the process and forcing the child to make decisions that can upend their entire life.
Отстраняют этого родителей, заставляя ребенка принимать решения, способные сломать ему жизнь. И никто даже не советуется.
They do not even bother to consult with child psychologists. You see what I'm saying? This is that wine, man. This is that wine. All these nations is getting tired of America's wine, man. You know, they're getting sick of it. It's gotten so far out of hand, man. You know, these children is all messed up in the head. All messed up. They don't know what to think. They don't know what they are. None of it. They're influenced by everything around them. They're influenced by video games. You know what I'm saying? Look at Fortnite. It's nothing but pink. It's nothing but pink and vibrant colors of the rainbow that triggers something in their minds. They always got these characters that look suspicious, or they look suspect. You know what I'm saying? You got, what do you got? You got freaking the cartoons today. I mean that Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues ain't safe no more. Sesame Street's not safe no more. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is all out of whack. It's all out of control.
С детскими психологами. Вообще, ребенок...
Is a child at this age even capable of making a decision of this kind?
В каком-то возрасте в состоянии принимать решения подобного рода или нет? Навязывая...
Calling a spade, this verges on a crime against humanity. Let's stop right there, man. Let's stop it right there. All right. So let's go. Let's go and get let's get 2 Timothy. Right. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good." That's all I need right there, man. You know, this place is upside down, man. Right? And what does the scripture say? You're causing the things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all gonna be broken to pieces. It's all gonna be broken to pieces, man. This place has got to go. It has to go, man. Right? And that's why the Most High is gonna send Russia to come and destroy this place, along with all these other nations that's gonna be with him. Let's get that. Let's go to Ezekiel. The 38th chapter. Ezekiel 38, verse 1, it says, And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togmar of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Right? After many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years, thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Thus saith Yahweh power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. You see what I'm saying? Before long, the Most High is going to send that evil thought into Putin's mind. He say it's time for America to be taken down, man. Verse 11, And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, and dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates. You see what I'm saying? To take a spoil, and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and all goods, and dwell in the midst of the land. This place is about to be spoiled, man. America is about to be touched. America is about to be touched, man. Before long. Right? I had another precept. Let's see if I can find it. Let's go. I think this is in Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah. Here we go. It's Jeremiah chapter 50. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. It says, For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. You see what I'm saying? What is that? What did that say in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter? It said that that Gog and Magog, which is Russia today, would do what? They would bring the assembly of the nations that would follow them, and they will be a guard unto all these nations that are coming to fight Babylon the Great, which is America. Right? It's a lot. All right. Let's see. Let me read this again. It says, verse 9, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9, it says, For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. None shall return in vain. Let's jump down to verse 13. It says, Because of the wrath of Yahweh it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon, shall be astonished, and hiss at her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahawah. And this is what's going to happen, man. All these, what's it talking about with all these bows and arrows? It's talking about the missiles. It's talking about the missiles, the ICBM missiles. Right? The hypersonic missiles. All these things that's coming to lay this place waste. America's gonna be through out here, man. Verse 15. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahawah. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done. Do unto her. And America has done a lot of killing around the entire world. They done killed, they done destroyed, they done stolen. You see what I'm saying? Stolen resources. Destroyed entire nations. Look at what they did to Libya. It's an absolute mess after they killed Gaddafi. Look at what they did to Syria. Look what they did to Afghanistan and Pakistan. Look at what they did to these places. An absolute mess. Right? Let me read that again. It says, shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahawah. Take vengeance upon her as she has done. Do unto her. And what does it say in the book of Revelations? It says, unto her double. Do unto her double. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Verse 16. Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. Where are we seeing this prophecy reiterated in? We're seeing it reiterated in the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter. You see, everyone's going to leave this place and flee to their own lands. Let's jump down to the 23rd chapter. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna cut that there, man. I pray that was edifying, but this is the deal, man. The world is sick of America's wine. The world is sick of that wine, man. And they ready to get some payback. You see? Once again, I pray that was edifying. And I want to say, call Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi Bahashem Yahawashi. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, who have grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwah that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatah. Shalom.